Your big homie gotta wear a wife beater that's like 7 years old and it goes up to his belly button.
Oh, hey, man, shit. Man, hey, your big homie thought Menace to Society was real. Them niggas out there in Cali really killing it, man, I'm telling you.
On the spot, at the spot.
The spot, SoDo.
With the big homie Nick.
We at the spot. SoDo.
We at the spot, SoDo.
Spot SoDo.
On the spot, at the spot, SoDo, Seattle.
Man, pull out your blunt, grab your drink, get your notepad. Cause it's a lot of game. Man,
Something's wrong.
We on the spot at the spot, man. Talking about kidney stones and shit. This is what you bitches do to us. And shit, but that's a whole nother story and stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? Hey, man, you don't know who we got sitting right here, man. That you don't know nothing about the underground. You don't know about the mainstream. And you don't know shit about the business. You know what I'm saying?
Spot at the spot.
We got the one and only, man. There can never be no other. I'll let him tell you his name, man. You know what I mean?
Don't do me like that, Nick.
Oh,
come
man, on, man. Mr. Danza, man. You know what I'm saying? First name, A, what?
Come on. Young Anthony Danza out here trying to live forever. I'm trying to chase it down. Money in the yeah, yo. I'ma need all that. Welcome to the new era. We gon' take it all back. Name kept ringing, but we ain't get no callbacks. Pull up in that big body, check the Carfax. And Saint Nick, thank you for pulling up and supporting me. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't wait to get down here and return the favor. I appreciate you 1,000 times.
Hey, if y'all ain't had a chance to be in Seattle, man, that nigga got something cracking on a Tuesday, man. I just call it industry night, to be honest with you.
That's it. I call it super jams because we ain't playing nothing but the super jams. I really try to base it around just playing a certain mix of music that I personally like. But it's an industry night, it's a wave night, it's a vibe night, you know, whatever you want to call it. But get out there and get your issue.
Man, so tell me, man, where you originally from? Where you from, bro?
I was born out here in King County. I moved to Oregon, the Oregon coast, when I was like about 3 or 4. I grew up out there. Both my parents are from Seattle. For whatever reason, they had to get out of town, and they was getting in trouble, just young parents. And me and my brothers and sisters grew up out there, and I grew up out. I went to school for a couple of years down in Eugene, and then I moved back to Seattle, and I've been out here ever since. So I'm a Northwest kid. I really can't. If I'm out of the state or out the country, you know, I tell everyone I'm from Seattle. I really can't tell people from Seattle because I didn't go to a high school around here. So it's like that politics kind of plays into it, and I'm okay with that. But yeah. So and I've been out in Linwood, kind of doing my thing out there. So Linwood kind of gets the Danza stamp. Yeah, my grandma was out there when I pulled back up out there. So like that's where I had to set up shop.
Okay, dig that. Man, Pacific Northwest, man, shit, we still look at it as one, man. I hope they do.
Listen, that's something that they gotta figure. I ain't tripping on that. Like I'm good. I feel real good about it.
Real talk shit.
They always want to trip on, like, if you gotta trip on that, you gotta really break it down, because like I don't think like Nirvana wasn't really from Seattle. Kurt Cobain was from Aberdeen, right? You know, I think the group Heart is from Seattle, but they're really from Bellevue. Like, if you start looking into it, it's probably metro area. So, I mean, we all go to the same shows and go to the same shit and eat the same shit, you know.
You know, it's just all up under that Seattle shit, though. You know what I mean? Like, people confuse L.A., you know what I mean, with, you know, San Bernardino with L.A., you
What
know?
nigga we from Inglewood?
Right.
You mean, nigga, you niggas from L.A., nigga. Oh, mamas.
Right. But
Shit.
I don't want to knock that. You know, there's definitely a lot of pride in being from certain neighborhoods or being from, you know, the real inner city, because it's an amazing city. It's one of the greatest cities in the world. So, you know, not taking anything away from anyone that was born here on the grid. So
Nah, hell nah. Nigga, you put up for the city. Nigga, fuck what they talking about.
yeah, I put it on my back. I make it look good. I feel like I do.
All mamas you do. What you mean? You been doing the stamp thing, man. You doing the underground thing, man. You been having it fucking going, man. You been having the mainstream, man, and you moving fucking silence.
I appreciate you, Nick.
I'm just saying, bro. I've been watching. I heard the music. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I knew your movement was real when I heard my sister playing. See, me and my sister play a game to find out who can find the hottest and the first jams and play it for somebody.
I love that game.
So she played your song. She like, yeah, you ain't up on this song, right? And this was crazy. It was made it funny.
Like, that's my nigga.
Nah, I didn't even say that. The one particular song that she fucking chose to pick is the one he got on there with Jay Worthy. Well, I was telling her, stupid. Stupid. Listen to Jay Worthy's fucking thing. She like, oh. I said, yeah, dumbass, my name is in the fucking song. What the fuck is...
Sure was.
But bullshit to the left. She didn't know that didn't know my name was in the song or nothing. No, he gave me mention. She liked your song, your fly, man, your movement. And as my sister, you know, my sister, you know, I respect her music, you know, capabilities and talent. Because, you know, she Lupa Fiasco. Like, my sister normally on top of the next hottest thing, wave or whatever. And then sometimes I come in, I give her my input and man of different artists. And she was, oh yeah, you don't know about him. I'm like, they knew about him, stupid. What the fuck you mean?
Shout out to sister. Come on,
man.
Now.
On Mama T,
way
man,
to
with
put on
dog ass and shit, man. On the real, man. Love my sister over there, dog ass. She just left this motherfucker.
Come on.
And shit, man. But you got an interesting, man. Drop some of these names, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Wake some of these niggas' names, man, games up and stuff like that.
As far as the production,
man, production, man. Movement, man.
I mean, I definitely, you know, I was such a big G-Funk head growing up. It was my due diligence to really try to work with all like that type of lineage first. So I really gravitated towards like the Warren G's. I got some stuff with Warren G's, and I tapped in with let's see, Goldie Luck from the East Siders early on. It was a real big moment in my career to link up with Messy, because Mess was one of the only ones, in my opinion, to carry the West Coast sound during the mid 2000s, them early 2000s years when the West Coast was, you know, really topped out and ran its course. It was just washed for a while, but he had an energy behind it and knew how to pick them beats still had that sound to it. So I really gravitated towards Mess during those years. So he was one of my favorite for a long time. So at one point we crossed paths and we started locking in, and I got to pretty much work with like everyone from the Bay through him. You know, Be Legit, Drew Down, I mean, Stylins, Filthy Riches, anyone from you know, Frisco or Oakland, and which was a real cool situation for me because I loved all that shit. So
see, they don't, man, this generation don't understand. Just for one, they don't understand how big Mess was. Like Mess was that man. Hey, I swear, I'll never forget, man. My brother then called me. He was like, man, hey, man, you heard that Disobey-ish? And I'm like, nah, I ain't heard it yet. He like, man, bud, when you hear it, your murder rate gonna go up. I'm like, what? You have to know my brother and shit. Like, I said, yeah. He said, man, bud, that nigga Mess talking that real shit. You know what I'm saying? So then I heard it. I was like, well, okay.
Like some of the best pull-up music you ever heard. Like that shit coming out your window and you pulling up with that, like you feel invincible, right?
Yeah,
like
man, he had that
certain songs.
Real talk.
Like that's the type of energy you can't pay for, right? So when you find a song like that, you gotta stick it. You know, you got to keep it close to you. And Mess was just, for some reason, he had about like 4 to 7 of them on every album. He was good for it. Shout out to the young Mess, the boy Young Mess, wherever he at.
I wish he would, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'll keep it 100. Mess would be having the torch, but Mozzie got his sound.
Be like that, you know. Like it just like the generations. Sometimes it ain't Tesla. It's the next one that get it. You know, how's the story go? Tesla invented electricity, and then the next one capitalized on it. Sometimes it be like that, but. Yeah, right. But guess what? If you was around for that Mess era, just like get it. It's just like it's like being around Pac. Like now, I feel like Pac gets slandered today. You know, this generation, you know, on the internet, and it's something about if you was around at that time, it was in the air. You had to feel it. It was just heavy. Pac was like, his presence was just heavy, and Mess had that too. And you can't go back and put that on a stat sheet, or you can't like transcend that on a tweet. On the internet, it's just not gonna happen. But if you was there, like you get it. Like the points is like when you doing your synopsis, like the points is there. The energy was in the air.
the energy. And shit, you listen to a Mess album, nigga, you feel like you can whoop the world. You listen to, man, Pac, nigga, Pac, all Pac had to say, nigga, is point and say, get him, nigga. And you, man, so it's weird, it's hella weird, because I'm like, is that the next level with this trap music? Or is that the next level with this drill music? Is that energy? And we just can't feel it because we too old?
That's the energy definitely right now.
Man, is it just we too old? And we don't, because I don't get it. I was brought up, man, you know, the only time you talked about a nigga dead is when you was getting ready to smoke him. You damn sure didn't talk about nothing you did on no goddamn tracks. Moved or nothing, you just didn't do no shit like man, wait, man, it's crazy.
Cass is so thirsty to outdo the next person that they'll put anything at the cost of potentially going viral. And it's sick. It's real. It's ugly out there. And I'm definitely from an older generation where that's not the move. But I see what's going on. And I still think it's just like anything. There's gonna be cats that understand the rules of engagement, you know, and learn from the old school and keep it knit. But there's a lot of the new generation is brainwashed and they swallowed up by clout and trying to be famous. Famous is a fucking hell of a drug.
Yeah. So man, five rappers, man, you know you want to work with right now.
Let's see here. I love them Griselda guys right now. Benny talking that coke shit crazy, and Conway talking that coke shit crazy. Cameron always been a top 5 for me. Sadiddy ass, hustling ass. 40 definitely. 40 is my West Coast GOAT. He's the tried and true. Cats don't get it at first, and you know once you let it hit you and you understand it, you get it. Even though a lot of his music in the last years isn't for me, and I get that too. I was really on the mob music, you know, that era, and that's okay. But 40 is his longevity it spoke volumes. I throw Jadakiss in there. Let me see, is that 4? And then who else? There's hella people I want to work with probably, but maybe Spitta. Spitta's kind of like the godfather of my lane. You know, he just make groovy ass, wavy music. So for us to link up and do that, I just feel like that's a part of like a milestone that I need to cross past before I finish my book.
Mob music.
I love mob music.
The beats.
The
slap.
The musical elegance inside these hard ass aggressive moments, but it's just gorgeous inside. It's like the polarity.
I got my guy on the couch though, man. But did the Bay lose it?
Who, me?
Nah, yeah, you sit on the couch. I'm asking you, did the Bay lose it? Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey. 40 held the Bay down forever. 40 held the West Coast. Music-wise. Yeah.
We ain't losing that we never had. What do you consider what do we lose? Our independence, our game? That's what we know.
Man, well, shit, man, let's keep it 100, your sound, man. Because you want me to keep it real with you?
Keep it real. Keep it funky. You about to say what I was going to say, I bet. Go ahead.
Hey, man, that nigga DJ Mustard owe you niggas some money, man.
Ooh, I wasn't going to say that, but yes.
That nigga owe you niggas some money, my nigga. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Every nigga, when I heard that shit, and only cause I fucked with the Bay and I fucked with their music and their movement. So the first one, the nigga was like, damn, boy, this is going, and that's going, niggas gonna be hot. They see what me say, but it's just the truth.
You know what I always say is the bass sound took from 80s R&B. And so we really owe, the 80s R&B cats is really what that sound come from. And you know what? No disrespect to hyphy, but I didn't love the hyphy era. I love the energy, and I love that it turned shit up, and I love that it put a focal point on the Bay and the West Coast, and you know, all the styles. But the musically, there wasn't a lot of stuff that I loved. That's why I love Mess so much, because Mess didn't make hyphy music. He did like maybe a couple songs to like stay with it and pacify that, but it was mob music. His shit was jamming. Hyphy music doesn't jam. Let's get that straight. It speak up if you feel differently. It's not jamming. It's not that.
You gotta be, man. You know, but see, you know the cold part about that part, about the hyphy movement and shit.
Was slapping though.
It slapped.
Cool. It was cool.
It slapped.
But you want me to tell you why it was cool to a lot of motherfuckers? Niggas was on fucking E-pills.
I mean, that was a part of it. I mean,
that was the movement behind that whole hyphy movement. And if you wasn't, because, I mean, come on, Mess said it. Nigga don't be rolling up on me. Nigga kicking open your doors.
I mean, Planet Rock might not have been as hot if they wasn't smoking bass rock either. But that's just a part of the era, so give them that. I'm just speaking frankly about the music. Hyphy music is just a little bit more airy. It's a little bit more focused on the energy and not the musicality. And there's a lot of musicality inside of it. And there's a lot of guys that you know, the team and Clyde Carson, them guys, they were very, very hyphy guys that snuck the chords and the musicality, you know, lightly in there. So I can't say that completely. It's a general statement, but hyphy music was not as jamming as mob music was. And my personal taste, I love mob music.
Mob music was hard, man, but motherfuckers forget about one of the biggest motherfuckers to come up out of there and thinking with that hyphy movement and shit, and it made niggas jump onto that hyphy movement. The little niggas, the Pack. Them was the niggas that kicked open the door and shit, got my van, and it looks like, the niggas is like, what the fuck is, and even though, but that's what made niggas go, huh?
That was our biggest gift and our biggest curse.
But
right.
this, I'm gonna keep it 100. That opened up the door. Like, that opened up, where niggas went to check for the Bay on a lot of levels.
Closed it because I think probably on your tip, when it comes to musicality, what it became was an echo chamber unto itself where, you know, we're talking about a style of music from 15 years ago that now niggas is making in LA. And so now what happens is that the music never evolved. It never changed. It never got anything else. It's just redoing it because now younger people are doing it. That's why I listen to a lot of these young niggas in LA. I'm like, great, that's cool. I listened to that when I was 15. I'm not making that record for you.
It just take a new artist to pop for it to stop. I mean, like, you gotta think about it. Atlanta would be still talking about crunk and nigga if it wasn't no QC and quality control and all that shit. We'd just be reminiscing on the crunk movement. It just haven't been a new movement bigger than the hyphy movement. But hyphy never just been the only movement. Like he said, we had mob, we had turned up shit, we had player shit. Player shit ain't never stopped. It just wasn't hype.
So
have a new movement.
So now you got Larry June coming in the forefront representing the Bay, and that's an extension of mob music. You can definitely call that player music, right? But it's definitely the recipe of mob music. But he's kind of on a different energy, right? Than mob music. It was a little more aggressive, a little more killer. Larry June spreading a different message, but musicality is back on that shit. It's just like fashion. It's all cyclical.
That's what I'm dropping. Shit.
Come on.
What you dropping over there, man?
Shit, man, y'all never heard Demo's Armory, man.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Larry June always remind me like he had a Mac Dre flavor in him.
Big time.
Like a big Mac Dre flavor. You know what I'm saying?
You can hear he does that shit on purpose. He makes sure he goes spaz out on his flow a little bit and does some Frisco, Mac Dre / RBL just to pay homage. You can tell he's a student of the game. Shout out to Larry June. That's a big body. Come on now.
Man, shit, man. Shout out to Larry June, man. That nigga got the
Running
he got
up.
a crack. He the youngster that got it going and shit. But
Numbers.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. One of the hardest niggas, man, that I feel like came up out of the Bay, but he don't really get no credit, is the nigga Duna.
I know the name. I don't know the music. You gotta put me on.
They used to call that nigga Baby Mac Dre. He was up out of fucking Thiz Entertainment.
You know what the problem with the Bay? We don't have no older motherfuckers that's telling what's the new. So in LA, you got the top dogs, you got the even how everybody feel about them, the whack 100s, whatever. You got the OG niggas that's saying these are the young niggas to even worry about. Even the game played a part of LA. with co-signing Nipsey and Kendrick and all that. You got niggas that people trust their word, passing it down to the next niggas. The Bay don't have that. Because if we had one OG nigga that was respected in the industry and saying, all right, the Bay, we got a new wave coming. We got Simba, we got La Russell, and we got motherfucking Larry June. Everybody need to pay attention to these young niggas. Then it's like, oh man, them Bay niggas going crazy.
You making a way for them.
It's a whole, it's a platform.
You don't think 40, man, you don't think 40, man, get them niggas the exclamation point?
Well, 40 the OG, but at the end of the day, he's a businessman. So that's everybody OG, but he's a businessman. If you're not signed to stick with it, then what 40 just promoting you for? Maybe if you from Vallejo, but the Bay ain't Vallejo. The Bay is Oakland. The Bay is San Francisco. The Vallejo is part of the Bay, of course.
Somebody out there is gonna see it like Sway, where he just wants the Bay to thrive and wants the culture to thrive, and he's gonna make a publicity stunt about what you just said. We got these different guys, and the Bay is back now. Like the youngs, they're rapping. Like them guys that you just spoke on are fucking rapping. And then my inbox is full right now with guys telling me how crazy this Simba album is. I ain't heard it yet, but I know he been rapping. But
like
to make records is
like has the same problem Seattle has in a sense. It's like, look, you can talk about these big guys, right? Seattle or San Francisco, but let me ask both of y'all, because I've lived in both cities and I know the answer. Where the fuck you performing at?
That's a good point too.
Like, because you're gonna need that to get that local fan base anyway. So if the local businesses won't book you, you can't perform, you're gonna have a hard time making a wave at all.
Yeah, but
I ain't gonna lie, I never been scared of that shit. We'll set it up. We'll figure it out. Like during COVID, like we set up like little speakeasy pop-ups and made it crack off. So I feel like if you wanna bust that move, you just gotta get up off your ass and make it happen. Hip hop is a tough thing for business owners because it always brings a lot of bullshit around. You know, like if I was a business owner, I don't want no parts of that. Everybody getting shot up every night. It's a fucking hassle. Like the money's good, but it's not that good to deal with all that. So I get that part. But with that said, it turns back into some underground shit. You have to pivot and figure out how to bust your move. So, like I said, I'm not scared of that. We'll figure out how to get everybody together, find a little warehouse or something, and make it and thug it out.
shit, that's hip hop, man. That's the roots of it. Man.
Shout out to La Russell. He different, right? He's different.
Oh man, you know we gonna get him on the spot, man.
He running it up. I like it.
Nigga, people still ain't got back at me, but you know, it's cool. I ain't be tripping, man. You feel me?
It'll work out.
Yeah, my mama.
Shout out my boy Tope. That's La Russell's #1 producer right now, and he from Portland, so he a Northwest kid too, and he been grinding a long time, and now he getting some shine, and you love to see it.
So he coming out this way, huh?
I don't know if he's coming out this way, but he always does come out this way, so let's definitely get him up here and get him on. He a good dude.
Man, for real, man. So, man, tell me some of them crazy stories, man. I know you got some old crazy. Come on, man, you was around mess.
Man, to be honest with you, I wasn't around mess a lot. In our tear that we went on, there was a lot of over the phone. I met Mess early in the bandanas and tongue rings era. We did a show in Oregon together and met him there, and then we ended up linking back up years later, maybe like 2010, 11, and we just started, going crazy over the internet and through the phone. But it was some mess stories. I remember our first song that we dropped was a Too Short diss. It's called Class of '84. Class of '84. I didn't know it was gonna be a diss song. I sent I think a little 2-pack of beats, and he hit me back. He's like, "Hey, D, nigga, this you? This the sound I'm looking for?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is that. I could do that all day. Let's go." He's like, "Cool." And so a couple days later, Class of '84 drops. It was a diss song on Too Short. Mess hit me up probably 7 hours into it. He's like, "Hey, you got any death threats yet?" I was like, "Nah, we good." He's like, "All right." He let me know. He kind of said it in a joking manner, but he let me know that what we was doing. But yeah, that was the first introduction. That was the first joint I dropped with Mess. But
That was a big first winner for the, you know what I mean, for your beat to be on, you know what I mean, some shit going at that show.
it stirred up some waters. The whole bay was upside down after that. Everyone hated Mess for doing that, you know. And I'm trying to I'm new into this relationship as far as working with them. This is my first joint. I'm just glad I got some skin on the ball. Okay, what's next or what are we doing? Whoop de whoop. But I think Mess is a lot more intricate in his plot and scheming than people give him credit for. I feel like he had a lot of shit planned out and he was doing this for a reason. He had songs that were cut in half that he would drop part of it that you didn't know that was a part of this other song, and then we dropped the second half. It ended up being a diss song after everybody was connected to like the first part of the song. Then he dropped the second part of the song, dropped the whole song, and then it ended up, I think it was called The Bass Biggest Hypocrite. You didn't even know what he was talking about yet, and then it turned into the Fuck Too Short campaign. It's crazy. I ain't never told this story before. This is exclusive on the spot at the spot. So during that whole situation, so we dropped Class of '84. Everybody's going crazy in the Bay. All the blogs, everything, all the Twitter, everything's going crazy. Fucking Mess is crazy. Mess is off his rocker. Too Short got to say something back. Da 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 da. Too Short don't even barely rap no more. But Too Short's get yanked at everybody. Too Short drops the song "Where You At," right? Where you at, Mess? Where you at? And it goes crazy. It was a bop too, right? So we get the song. I whip up the old Fat Boys. Can You Feel It? It was also the Drew Down joint.
Yeah.
Can you feel me? I always loved that record. I just knew it was a bop. It sounded like a Bay Area song. I was like, let's flip this again. And so we whipped that up. He was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna use this. And I actually helped write the hook to the record. And it was the comeback to Where You At. Mm-hmm. It was called I'm Right Here. Messy Marv, I'm right here, cause Too Short song was Where You At,
yeah.
And the response was I'm right here, and so the hook goes, niggas asking where I'm at, nigga I ain't been, oh shit, I ain't going nowhere, I'm right here. I've been pissing rose all year, cause pissing rose, pissing pink bottles was his thing at the time. So we pinned that in. I fucked up that hook a little bit, but so we got the beat, we got the hook. He raps the whole song to me over the phone. Check it out, AD. This is what I'm gonna say. Whoop de whoop. Starts to hit me with all the lyrics that he got, and then he's talking about shooting the video. Something. Here's an extra part of some Seattle shit. I had John. I think he's a Gustavo. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's from Seattle. I think he's a Filipino kid. He ended up doing. He was working with this kid out of here called 84 Fly, and he had some wet ass videos for back in the day. Wet videos, and I told Mess, I was like, hey man, you might want to get bro to shoot this video for you, whoop whoop. I don't know if he'll be down with it. Anyway, I kind of went back and forth. John was with it. Mess was with it. Okay, let's get it. John ended up being the one that shot all the videos for Macklemore's Thrift Shop, Taking Over, all them ones that won all them Video Music Awards. Those were like the next couple months later. Long story short, Mess falls back and never releases the song and has a change of heart and doesn't put it out. I don't know if, he just got some, some OGs to get in his head and be like, bruh, you gotta fall back. Just play it cool. So the song never comes out. The song is, I sent the track. The joint is hot. The joint is gonna beat. Right. It's gonna beat Too Short song. It's a jam and he busting on it and it's like, I'm over here psyched. Like we got one. We're in the game. Never comes out, and the video is gonna be wet too if you wanted to do it. So Mess puts it in neutral and just lets it sleep and lets it go to rest. Doesn't even come out with it. And so months go by. Mess is doing this, Mess doing that. Circus, all kind of crazy shit we do. And then him and Filthy Rich get into it. For whatever reason, I forget what it was, and I just remember calling Mess up. I was like, "Hey, dust off that I'm right here and serve up Filthy." And so Mess pretty much just was like, all right, yeah, we'll do that. So the song was already sitting. He took a couple of them bars, rerouted them a little bit, made it about Filthy, but he didn't even really like go hard. He didn't give a fuck about Filthy. Like that song, so there's a diss song against Filthy Rich called I'm Right Here that was originally for Too Short. That ended up being no, it's a slap and it's out there now, and this got hella views on it, and it's a slap. Messy Mar fans know that song, but so everybody knows now that song was originally for Too Short. And
this is the time he was going at it with everybody,
right?
Yeah.
So he dusted it off, and he definitely like kind of was like more lukewarm with his approach with Filthy. He was like, you could tell he wasn't even trying. He was like, I'm gonna just throw this shit out there and keep it moving. But I remember the lyrics on Too Short when he was rapping to me over the phone. It was gonna be a killer. He was talking some shit. But yeah, that's the mess. I'm right here behind the at VH1 behind the story, behind the scenes, whichever you want to call it, right here on the spot.
Yeah,
exclusive.
Man, hey, that was man, cause that shit. Let's say, man, that nigga, man, Mess. Man, we was on Mess. That shit, man, on Mess. I mean, like, nigga want to hear it, nigga, mess, nigga, you didn't want to hear nothing, man. Hey, you man.
Hey, he got the Midas touch,
and he was dropping hella shit too. He was dropping projects, a lot of projects.
Because the coldest part to that, and Bobo remember what ended up happening. I don't know what happened or who did it. Somebody bootlegged Mac Dre and brought it to L.A. Bullshit you not. So every motherfucking dude was on Mac Dre. And they bootlegged it. So, and and that's back in the burnt CDs. Right. Every motherfucker had a burnt CD of Mac Dre. So it was, their mindset was, man, open. And it was like, niggas hit them with the Mess. And Mess came in and motherfuckers didn't want to hear nothing. Like, for real, like, man, it
say when niggas selling CDs for $5.
Hey, with that Disso bass and that bandanas back to back, it was a rap.
On, man.
It was too many bops. He was murderous over some jamming ass beats. How can you lose?
Man, for real, man. Shit, he lost, man. That shit is bad for real at the end, cause that shit hurts.
I gotta stop drinking, nigga. I'm faded, nigga.
Oh yeah.
I'm right here. Hey, on the spot at the spot.
Hey, say, man, you got a man. You feel me?
I'm tripping, nigga.
Man, that nigga, man, say that nigga ready to rap.
Right, he ready to beef with Too Short. He ready to get him up with Too Sheezy.
Oh man, for real, that shit, man. You know what I mean? That shit crazy though, man. Cause when you think of it, it's really rap history. It's Bay history for one. It's Cali history. It's West Coast music history. But it's sad how the opponent is, man. Cause I love for man. I mean, Mozzie and whatever. I ain't really wasn't tripping.
Mozzie dope, man.
That nigga dropped the album with fucking Mess. Had to go get it. Like, nigga, what? You done with Mess?
And that shit was hard, low key.
Listen, you can tell Mess been up for days. You can hear it in his voice. The vocal fry is there. He ain't been asleep in like probably 4 days, and it's still rocking.
Yeah, that shit
still rocking. I'll still slap it right now.
Man, for real, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish somebody go clean that nigga Mess up. Nigga, tell that nigga, that nigga can go on tour and get some tour money. He get paid right now.
This is off the record, unofficial. Don't quote me, but I heard he locked up, looking at life. I think it's San Jose or something like that. Like I think it's looking ugly too.
Man.
Hope it ain't so, man.
For real.
Right.
Wherever you at, niggas fuck with you though.
Blessings to you.
Legendary. It ain't nothing you can do. It's already written. He's a legend. It ain't going nowhere.
Stamp.
The best of times, the worst of times. He was transparent through it all. He's a real. it's a testament to his real nigga.
Nah, I'm cool, my nigga.
Existence that he even went through that last couple years of what we saw.
But hey, peep it out though. You know what Mess was? He was the West Coast 50 Cent.
I'm with that.
Promise. That nigga talk shit. That nigga go at anybody.
He was an aggressor.
Trip?
He was a great marketing genius. He knew how to pivot every time. He would make every single pivot of his life a marketing exploitation. He was genius about that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm pretty good at the internet, and I learned a lot from watching him and Donald Trump. Them years watching Mess and Donald Trump, I was like, you pretty much can fabricate anything and just bust, you know what I'm saying, just bust it from your couch. And as long as you believe, like watching Donald Trump, he just lied through his teeth, and like you really just sit there like, this guy's lying. But someone's gonna believe him, like
bleach.
right, exactly. And then the way Mess would flip it, you know, he would just be like, "It's the best thing you ever gonna hear." And he just have you gassed up for the new album coming up, and it usually was, but it didn't. Maybe it wasn't, but he had you feeling like that. And I just sit there and watch how these guys just work the media. I'm like, these guys is genius. Like, this is how you do it. Work these marketing campaigns.
We gotta work the media,
genius.
homie.
Niggas marketing genius.
You know what I'm saying?
Them days is over though.
Nah, it ain't over.
Them days is over.
It's just a different pivot. It's coming from Instagram now. It's coming from other places.
You create your own. It's like you create your own. That's the new man. You know, that's the new. If you don't create your own lane, it's not organic. It ain't gonna. That's what. If you think about it, even from the rapper standpoint, all these rappers that's getting on organically really have fans. Motherfuckers organically really fuck with you.
Right.
Jay Worthy, Larry June, because man, you know
some bad bitches follow you too.
Follow me?
Respectfully, yeah.
I mean, shout out to the bad bitches. Respectfully, yes. Shout out to. I think they like good music, so you know, like
they like that shit,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You doing
they like that shit. Oh man, hey, hey. If you ain't never been to one of Danza's functions, man, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Ain't no fights. It's good energy.
I'm gonna knock on big wood.
You can come fly, and you amongst players, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, and it's women. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Man, bring your car, man.
You ain't got to worry about no fighting.
Bring your car,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
As I start getting a little bit older, I realized, you know, the type of music and energy you put out is really gonna come back to you in these shows, and I didn't want to deal with a lot of this fuck. I mean, that's not even my thing anyway. You know, just because I love E40 and Messy Marv and a lot of these other gangster rappers doesn't mean that that's, you know, what need to come out of my energy. And I think just like as a young artist, you get brainwashed into thinking, or you just get trained to do what you kind of know and what you like. So it just takes a while for you to mature and figure out, you know, like, okay, how do you speak your truth? You know, musically, it's always been like music, the sonic, the beats and stuff like that. It's always been the same. I've always gravitated towards, you know, mob sound and 80s R&B and that West Coast sound and stuff like that. But as I've grown, I just realized, man, I'm gonna tailor it to more of, you know, just what I'm doing in my life rather than what's hot and what's going on. Because you definitely go back through my catalog as a young person and you'll hear some shit that sound like Kanye West and Just Blaze beats and whatever the wave was. And I think we're all, you know, all of us artists are, you know, we fall into that. We think we're gonna get hot in about 2 years or a year and a half, so we gotta make some shit that's hot right now, like what's going on. But once you find what's your niche and what's popping for you, the trajectory just works out perfect. Like, that's just the way the universe works.
Man, you gonna have every motherfucking producer, hey, in a rave right now, nigga, man, talking shit, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, oh, yeah, well, nah, I ain't doing that, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? That nigga Danza said, nigga, I need to keep this wave, so this is how I'm gonna do my song. I happen to know one of them asshole producers, man.
Listen, sometimes cats got the recipe and they can get on fast and it works and the songs is hot for right now. But if you don't get hot during them 18 months, them joints you put out sound corny in a couple years because it sounded like this guy and it sounded like that. You sounded like I beat the pussy up. up. Like if it sound like coming, that sound like an era that we remember. Like what you sound like
futuristic shit now.
No disrespect to whoever made that record. That was just the first thing that came. I just remember, but
good song.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for saving me on the spot at the spot. Come on the spot at the spot. Insurance, you know what I'm saying? Like we can get you whenever you in a bind and the jam come get you out, baby. You know what I'm saying?
What did he say? Don't worry, I'm a professional.
Yes, sir. Feel good to be around professionals.
Oh man, you know, shit, man. So, what's the future, man? What's the future hold?
I'm just out here just chasing shit down. I ain't gonna lie. I'm out here winging this bitch, just feeling good about it, being inspired. I'm older, feeling good about this shit. I'm just out here creating. Before it's all said and done, I definitely wanna curate a variety show, something like Living Color / Chappelle show. You know, I love entertainment and comedy, and I feel like I've always been in line with that. And music is only one dimensional. Like there's so many other dimensions that you can give to them. So I want to branch off into that. It takes a lot of work, and there's only so many hours in the day. So hopefully I'll link in with the right people that make it easier for me, where I can convey my visions and my ideas and put them to life. I love shooting jokes.
He got a
and being
mouthpiece
funny.
on him, don't he?
Mm-hmm.
You should be a politician.
Man, nah.
For real.
Nah, I appreciate that shit.
Professional.
I'm old. You know what I'm saying? I'm older. Like
Okay.
at one point, you better get your shit together, right?
Yeah.
Say, man, that nigga just chose you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Get him. You only one now.
Oh man, hey, shit. You want to get me back? All you gotta do is tell me take off the hat.
Same here. Same here.
Shit, man.
We all got hats
man.
on for a reason.
Huh?
So we all got hats on for a reason.
Oh man. Hey, you ever go to the club, man? The motherfucker tell you no hats, and it's like, yeah, nigga, fuck this, man, fuck this club, man. And just shake.
Man, this nigga had a 30-minute debate with the bouncer about why he should be getting in with this hat.
Listen, I was in Vegas.
It was for promotion.
I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas a couple of years ago. I got off the plane. We decided to get out. My hair was grown out a little bit, so I didn't have a fresh shave on. And they told me no hats. And we had walked so long and done so much to get to the spot that I had to take my hat off. And the homies looked at me and just said, "Man, is it worth it?" I said, I looked at him and didn't say a fucking word. I walked in as soon as it got dark. I put my hat back on and I was ready for whatever came next.
Yeah, it was just a few seconds of pain.
I had to get them in. They needed to get in. Oh my goodness! I remember the energy changing in the room. They was like, "Danza, that's you." Oh well, I'm right here.
Oh yeah, man.
I'm right here.
Couple of days, man, of unshaven, man, boy, they show you where you at in your life.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You be like, damn, this bitch might love me for real, huh?
Man, hey, for real. Like, man, she ain't lying, man. Cause man,
Right.
say nigga talk about the bitch, boy, so nigga see you and shit, man, after no shaving, no cut and everything like that.
Get ugly out there.
They say nigga look like John the Baptist and shit, nigga, man. 40 days, 40 nights.
Get ugly out there.
Get ugly out there. Shout out to the ones that really do love us.
Man, for real.
Shout out to the ones living off the land. You know what I mean? Off the fat of the land. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the ones that's gathering rainwater. You know what I'm saying?
Amazon, the big leaf nigga.
Yeah, right. Shout out to the ones making adobe huts and putting the clay in the walls.
And I wish I did know a bitch that can build me a house.
Clay?
Don't stop yet. Keep looking.
Man, could dig that, man.
Shit.
What got you started in the industry though? Like, you know what I mean? Even just making beats or transitioning to throwing parties, being a promoter. And...
My pops was a big music head. He was one of them guys that was always making mixtapes for Christmas gifts and just always just hella songs and talking about them and getting excited about them.
Yeah.
When we lived in Oregon, we would come back to Seattle every weekend, and so we would drive that 3.5-hour jug and just jam the whole way every way back. So
good shit too.
Man, the best. We still rock that. You might hear some of them songs at Super Jams on Tuesday, but I just got into knowing these songs early. You know, I just got into finding out who produced them and who's involved in them, and started connecting dots and why this song was good. Why do I like this song and I don't like this song? Like, what are these, like, the common denominators and all this stuff like that? And I just got into it. And then making music was so far away from me like, I didn't even think that. And then I met my mentor later on in high school. It's crazy. So in my small ass little town in Oregon, 2 towns over in a smaller town, the first son of Louis Johnson, and Louis Johnson is the bass player for the Brothers Johnson. Okay. And the Brothers Johnson were the songwriters and go-to guys for Quincy Jones. So Louis Johnson is the bassist that you hear on Thriller and The Regulators. I keep forgetting, like the original bass line. All these hot-ass bass lines. I can go on for a long time. He's pretty much the illest bass player in the history of R&B. His first son lives 2 towns over from me. Small ass little towns, little white Oregon towns. So I find this kid. He's a couple years older than me, and he's making these crazy ass beats. I don't even know nothing about making music yet. I just love music, and I'm like, "You're making this?" Like, whoop de whoop, and like, so I start going to church with him, hanging out with him. Like, he's he's heavy in the church, and I start learning, who he is and where he come from and this and that. So he ends up being my mentor. But that's the lineage where it came from. Like that Quincy Jones, Louis Johnson came over to me.
So that whole family tree.
That opened up my mind. Like, we can actually do this. We can make music. We can make beats. Like, so me being around him and watching him, summer after summer make beats, I started figuring out, like, okay, that's the recipe. This is what I got to work on. I started teaching myself how to play piano. He was so much farther ahead than me that when we were together, I was never ever a beat maker. I was like the little homie rapping. Yeah. I would. Yeah. He was the producer. He was like, he was, head and shoulders ahead of me. Later on in life, as I got my chops up and I became on my own, I started was able to be somewhat of a fixture in my own situation, and then just 10,000 hours, you figure it out. All of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, you got that shit. Now I feel like I'm a little bit better than him because he ain't been working as hard. MJ, step your game up, baby.
The challenge is in. Nah, man, the challenge, that's cool.
Come on.
Mamas, man. Shit. Hey, man, we got a little section that we ain't did in a long time, man. But you in our age category.
Oh, shit. I got a wife. Don't do me dirty.
Hey, we got a little thing called, man, you know what I'm saying, that McGlover came up with, man. It's something that your big homie used to do. That these years a motherfucker would be like, nigga, what?
I used to have the big homie. Every time we go out to the club, he would turn down the music and ask the other homie, "Hey, you got the thing on you?" Just to let us all know that we had a burner in the car, knowing he already knew, but wanted to let the little homies know that, like, we had that it was on a pop, and just in case. But he did that every fucking Friday night. Turn the music down. "Hey, you got the thing on you?" "Yup." "All right." He turned it back up. We all knew he had the thing on us. We always waited for it too. Like, we always looked around, like us being little homies. Like, so we always talk. We always do that shit whenever we turn the music down, just inadvertently. "You got the thing on you?"
Your big homie used to have a pop-out radio, nigga, with the little handle, with the little suitcase and shit. Remember, it used to come out.
Oh, wow, man. Shit, let me think.
Your big homie used to wear nipple rings, Turkish nipple rings.
Oh, we doing that? That's what the big homie's doing?
Big homie used to want to be a skateboarder, nigga.
Your big homie had a big old padlock like Tretch on it, and then on no shirts.
Yep.
And he was kind of buff, but had a little bit of fat titties though.
Man, let me think.
The big homie had a shag, nigga.
Your big homie would never take his shoes off in the homie's house because he know them shits just stinking. Will you take your shoes off? Yup. Nah, take the shoes off.
Man, fuck, I'm trying to think, man. Fuck, y'all already, man, y'all on for right now, man. What's something to be on you?
Your big homie used to want to be like the DeBarges, nigga.
Oh, man, fuck. What is the motherfuckers, man? I'm trying to, man, y'all caught me off guard. I'm thinking. Shit, man.
Your big homie mama house used to have plastic all over the floor, nigga.
And the couches.
And the couches.
Man, though.
With the portrait of a poodle somewhere in there, motherfucker.
You gotta dig deeper than that. That's just a given. Come on, let's dig deep.
Man, fuck, man. I can't even think, man. I'm like with Faye right now. Normally I can come with him, man. Then I ain't gonna even lie, man. I'm sitting here like, fuck, man. Like, y'all got me laughing too, because I'm trying to think original on this one. Like, man, what the niggas used to do, man?
Your big homie used to wear usher goggles, nigga.
Hey, I really did have a big homie that used to wear receiver gloves to the club.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though.
Remember?
He would come through with the Jerry Rice receiver gloves,
Hey,
Nike
you know what,
joints, but we really with
Shout
the
out
shit.
to my San Diego niggas. That's their thing down there. though.
That was they thing.
That's still their thing down there.
You ain't never
Shout
lied.
out to
when
the
you-
619.
Man, them
That's
niggas,
my
hey,
niggas.
I had a homie and that was from Sandy. That nigga used to, I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Nigga, them rider gloves.
Randy Moss.
Oh, you never,
Yeah.
you never know.
They still rock them to this day, nigga.
You never know. I'm like, what you mean you never know? Nigga,
No
what you going
fingerprints,
to the-
huh?
Hey, nigga, we going to the club. Nigga, we ain't saying. All these niggas is weird in here. Nigga, be like, what? Man,
I would never crunch their fingers up though. They would always be up, ready to just.
Oh, man. Shit, man. Yeah, I'm all right, man. My back, fellas, man.
Nigga, your big homies ride 5 deep in the Suzuki trucks, nigga.
Nigga, your big homie used to fight over the last fucking container of Worlds of Curls, nigga. Hey, shit, man.
Your big homie only played Color Me Bad. I want to sex you up.
That was a slap.
That was a slap.
Be 4 deep in a Nissan truck, nigga.
Hey,
Squished in.
Hey, your big homie used to fuck bitches to nigga jam on it, nigga. Jam on it. Jam. Doom.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nigga, but when it wasn't no Dayton's, it was Luxor's, Craigens.
Yeah, like,
Before it was Daytona's.
Yeah, my mama.
Luxor's, it was something else.
Nigga, your big homie got an award, nigga, for fucking
Naughty
and getting
Wheel.
the most high school bitches pregnant, nigga, on mamas. Cause that's what the big homies used to be. Man, you can remember when niggas have the pick of all the baddest bitches every single fucking year.
Your big homie
Say the
still
grown
rocking.
ass niggas hanging out about a high school. Them grown ass niggas.
Your big homie still rock a 4X South Pole short set with the hoodie and a big old bacon neck worn tall tee. The neck is just screaming, just hurting.
You'll see him in the club next Tuesday, nigga. Fuck it.
Your big homie got bottled water, but it's tap water inside.
See a
of
nigga
the
like that, we
bottle.
just unthawed him, nigga.
Man, hey, yeah, that shit, man, I promise you, man, that, man, nigga think about it like, that's fucked up.
Your big homie got razor burn because the razor has been through it. He ain't got a new razor in a long time. Come on.
Say that nigga still using Magic Shave, huh?
Man, Magic Shave, boy, that shit burn you the fuck off a nigga face and shit, man. Hey, y'all used to scratch?
I never scratched.
Scratch?
Turntable?
Yeah.
I tried to in high school.
Man, I used to scratch with the,
What you mean?
like scratch.
The ones
Oh, with the DJ shit?
Yeah, what age did y'all start scratching?
I think sophomore
you
year,
talking about,
I
nigga?
had 2 turntables.
Fuck
I
you
started
talking
messing
about?
with.
Yeah, nigga, we talking about hip hop, nigga. We ain't talking about
Your big homie supposed to go to the doctor, but he been scratching. I don't know.
Now I'm about to say, man, your big homie used to scratch nigga on one of them Mattel nigga record players and shit,
I
man.
asked for that.
Hey, everybody did, nigga.
Your big homie
with an Al Green record.
made his first mixtape on my first Sony.
Oh man.
Your big homie used to stuff the paper in the tape cassettes and dub tapes, nigga. I used to do that actually.
Hey, your big homie used
Nigga, with the paper, put it in the cassette tapes, nigga, and dub it.
Your big homie used to microwave Totino's pizzas.
I had me one of them.
Oh my God.
I used to roll them up and just,
I was about to follow up with the road job too.
Hey man, did y'all ever wear them 50 Cent
ever.
fucking
The wife beaters.
the wife beaters, man?
Bulletproof vest.
Never had.
When I came up here,
I had
every
the
nigga in
jeans.
Gen X nigga had one, nigga. I'm like, man, what you niggas doing,
Gen X had the dope.
They had them in all
Gen X had
of them.
Bosswear,
Yeah,
Mr.
man.
Rags, Gen X, Bosswear. Shout out to the
Hey, the 50
Ghost.
Cent vest. Jesus
50
Christ.
Cent, man. You
Hey,
had the
G
50
Unit
Cent.
had some gear though for a while. That the jeans and a couple of them hoodies was.
They had some shoes, some cool shoes. Who said that?
I was just trying to find one for him.
You want that shit? Hey, you want them tank tops?
Hey, somebody was buying them motherfuckers.
They was wearing them.
Hey, them tank tops in that moment was popping, but
Yeah,
they
some
didn't age
Hurricane
well. Oh
Games.
my goodness.
No, he was trying to wear one for his performance
Hey,
last weekend.
Yes.
You know,
No.
you trying to a 50 Cent shirt?
did good with
You was
the-
trying to do a
with the
50 Cent
carrot,
shirt?
nigga.
You lying.
We went to like five stores trying to find
G-Unit tank top.
He was gonna throw the mic in the crowd and everything.
Oh, man.
Hey, listen,
man.
if your body was on point, you get a pass. But if it wasn't, you don't get a pass.
Hey, man, sometimes niggas do too much shit for bitches, man. I swear to God, man.
Absolutely.
Man,
What's the most you guys ever did?
for a bitch,
Oh, keep it 1,000.
man.
Sometimes a white
What's
tee
the
do
most you
wonders.
ever
You
did?
guys all said. Don't try to skip out.
The most, consciously or subconsciously?
Whatever it is, consciously. The most effort.
I don't know, man. I can't think of nothing right now.
I'm trying to think real what was the most. There's a lot of shit I used to
What
do.
is the most? That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
not gonna lie.
Man, fuck it out,
My
man.
life's a
I try to
movie,
keep
so-
it pivoting, but definitely it's just a natural nuance of life for us to try to attract.
Hey, the most I ever did for a bitch, man, is I lied and shit, and missed school. Like I was supposed to be at school. I didn't put it in my report and shit like that. Man, after I turned in my report, I left school. I found out it was fucking Valentine's Day. I was in junior high, man. I came back to that same class teacher like, you needed extra credit and you missed my motherfucking class? Like, are you fucking crazy?
For that good
I'm gonna
puss,
call your
huh?
fucking people. So they call my people. So I told my man, damn, well, I hate to say this shit on. Man, I told my people. So my peoples is like, man, they on the phone and they come up there. They're like, why did you miss class? And I told these motherfuckers, man, that God called me to go down the street and minister to people before school. Can't make this shit up.
You brilliant. What they say? They can't say nothing if God
They
called
went
on
and
you.
told the pastor, man.
Oh no.
And you know what the pastor did? He called me up to the fucking pulpit, man.
He's like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I use the same tricks. Get your ass up here.
That's when, man, that's when I learned long time, junior high, man. Hey, don't, man. As far as I went for, man, all that shit happened all because over a punk bitch. Because I wanted to get a Valentine's Day.
Man, can I ask you a question? When you choose your pieces, do you have a certain look you going for? You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like anybody could go grab anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that diversion, nigga. Yeah, nigga.
Right.
I done peeled my heart, nigga. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm talking about?
Just cause this nigga, you
Nigga, I might not if I die, nigga, I might not get buried in the church now, nigga. They like, that nigga did what? I know my family. Oh, man. Oh,
Nick just
shit.
gave his darkest moment and he
My
said,
bad,
thanks for
Pops.
the pivot. Thanks for the
Yeah,
diversion.
my mama,
We were
man,
talking about
man.
jewelry now. Thank you,
What's
man.
the most you ever did?
I can't really say.
That nigga know.
Over some puss, like what you mean?
Man, that nigga been married before.
I ain't been out.
Yeah, that nigga been married. I remember when that nigga was married.
I really didn't really too much.
Like that?
No, not even like that. I just, I'll try and go out there for that. Not for that. What have I done? Since you know I done did the most. What's the most for? Nothing I can say on camera.
Man, hey, that nigga came home in them penitentiary fucking sunglasses. Nigga on Christmas Day. This nigga was the only nigga in the motherfucking party. I'm not gonna say what the race was. This nigga the only nigga with these penitentiary glasses on and a Santa hat. Nigga lifting weights and shit like this. This McLovin's nigga fresh home. So you was
doing burpees at the party?
Nah, I was just doing me, homie.
Hey, that nigga, man, this nigga had to, man.
I was just enjoying what I thought was a good thing at the time. That's just saying.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do, right?
I wanted that nigga to bury them goddamn polo glasses, man. I was tired of seeing them motherfuckers. I said, man.
You can't decipher what's one person's trophy might not be your trophy. You know what I'm saying?
Look. You see the pivot on that one?
I'm just saying, but that's true though, right?
Was MacGyver made something out of nothing. He made a bomb out there. I see.
You know what I'm saying? But in order to make something out of nothing, man, you got to give up the less.
Man, but hey,
you got to give it up.
Majority rules on it, you know?
Man, whatever happened to them glasses, I sure glad what happened to them. You know what happened then?
Bitch stole them from me, nigga. That's how I knew they was special, nigga.
What those glasses look like?
They was just some shit, you know what I'm saying, I had kept through the system.
They were like dark Lokes.
They was like some Lokes, but they was like, nobody had them. I never seen nobody with them. Just some, you know, you might see some shoes.
Nick
He just didn't like them. He didn't like what they represented. That's all.
They represented your freedom. They represented your independence. Nobody can fuck with you when you had the glasses on. Niggas
So you wise. Your thinking is well rounded. I like that.
Hey man, you know what them glasses is, man? You know what them fucking represented?
What do they represent?
Nigga, hey man, hide your purse. Fucking man, represent. I was like, man, take these fucking glasses off, my nigga.
Your big homie can't go anywhere with us.
Man, hey.
Cause all the girls,
your big homie is scaring the bitches.
All the girls end up with shit missing out their purses.
Yeah.
Look, they trying to fuck?
All the,
what's up with these hoes? They trying to fuck? They come out this shit,
all my homegirls like got makeup missing out their purses, and your big homie is gone.
With the do-rag is scaring them.
Right. Like I think he took their makeup.
Yeah.
Man, hey, that shit, man. That was a different time, man. Remember them food coupons?
Before EBT cards?
Before EBT cards.
They look like real money?
Yeah, look like real money.
My mama's, man.
We used to get sent across the street as like 5 and 6 year olds to buy cigarettes, and we used to get waved in. They're like, Mom's over there. It's okay.
Real talk.
You can buy cigarettes with them joints.
With just a note. Nigga, all it took was a note back then, man. You note, phone call,
I remember
wave. You buy whatever the fuck you wanted to.
It wasn't money, but it looked like money, but it wasn't money.
Oh, that shit, man. You know how many fish dinners I ate off the motherfuckers?
Hell yeah.
So nigga used to go get on GR and shit like that just to get them and shit like that, man. Get you some food coupons, man, at like $270, man, a month, man, for the next 7 months.
That's like $800 right now.
Big dice game with them.
Hey, while we on the topic, food, gas been whooping me. Anybody else? Shit is expensive right now. How we gonna make it?
Man, you gonna get you about 4 bitches that ain't got shit to do. Get them on that county, nigga. Get that EBT. Listen.
I'm getting whooped out here.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Hey, this nigga, man, this nigga over here, boy. That nigga gonna have CPS knocking at that nigga door. Nigga talking about, nigga, give us back your food. Like, man, hey, that meat went up, food went up, groceries.
Everything's $10. Sour cream $10. Couple apples
avocados
$10. Avocados $10. A little bit of beef for spaghetti $10. The spaghetti sauce $10. Everything is $10. So you go up, it's like 80.
You make spaghetti? You know how to make spaghetti?
I make it all. I'm a savant in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I say that wholeheartedly. Bruh, you better make sure you got some high level smoke. I ain't playing with you.
You want a kitchen battle?
Bruh, I'm telling you.
Man, that nigga didn't even want to sit in the seat. Man, sit at the mic, man. Sitting over there in the cut, man. You know what I mean?
You can tell me whatever subcategory you want to get into. I'm with it.
Bro, but do you eat bitches spaghetti?
Do I make? I don't make. No, I don't.
Kitchen battle.
That nigga want a
kitchen battle means a cook-off. Yeah, I smoke it up.
Is that nigga inviting himself to
I'm
your house?
covered.
What is this nigga doing?
You gotta meet me at a neutral kitchen location. You can't come to my house.
Oh no, is he involuntary?
My wife's mean.
Hey, don't be doing
My
that to
wife's
the
mean.
guests,
She gonna look at you and say nope.
Yeah, homie.
No.
Your wife gonna know. She gonna see this nigga pull up to the house and be like, nah, baby, this ain't the one. Don't fuck with this one. Let this one go.
She might see Nick and be like, all right, maybe we got something going on here. Maybe he might have some shit to bring to you look over there. Nope, that ain't no.
The dog gonna start barking. If you got a dog, that motherfucker gonna be.
But Rock, baby, what's up, man?
Hey, what'd you have for breakfast this morning, young kitchen?
Don't do it.
Tell me.
I did a breakfast sandwich with the proper eggs. I had the proper cheese, cooked them up.
What kind of cheese you buy?
I bought the Tillamook kosher.
Ooh, he high level. I'm with you, Tillamook.
Tillamook, man.
Tillamook.
Come in.
That was 2 days ago.
Tillamook, huh?
Let me see.
I love Oregon, huh?
That was 2 days ago.
Shout out to Tillamook, Oregon. Best cheese in the world.
Shout out to Tillamook, Oregon.
That's you?
You like ice cream?
Yeah.
The Tillamook.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Okay.
Coffee, almond.
That's your number one.
What is that a picture of?
Oh, you don't need to know nothing about this. It's not something.
Some linguine, pastelini. Man, nigga, took that shit at Olive Garden, nigga. That ain't nothing but some ramen noodles twisted up, nigga.
Homemade pizza. It look fire though.
Oh man, hey.
Oh, that was a pizza? We drunk, niggas. We finna talk shit.
Oh, that's what it was?
I've literally been cooking since I was 5, so I'm not joking.
Grilled cheese
You want
sandwiches.
to cook off?
I asked him, "You want to cook off?"
I don't know, bro.
I stand tall.
Cats be crawling
The same
around.
way I make
shit.
beats.
I don't know, man.
I feel like my taste buds is
Hey,
divine.
don't show with that jello. Hey, don't show with that jello, nigga, from National Lampoons, nigga, with the cat litter. and
Yeah,
shit
with
like
the cat.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got the cat, man. This nigga
grind his own
crawling all over the food.
What was this shit, man?
Man, what's up, nigga? Say what's up to the camera, nigga. What's up, nigga?
Hey,
I was watching the whole episode. Y'all ain't
He
even
finna
know it.
slide up out of here, man. You ain't even know it.
I'm gonna go to comedy club.
Okay, for sure, for sure. It's about
Tonight?
that time.
It's popping?
So you don't.
Or it's oh you on?
I don't know. It matters how I feel, man. I'm disappointed, man.
Man,
Let's pull up. Let's
Come
go.
on, y'all ready?
Man, hell yeah, man, we gonna shoot over there, mama. We gonna wrap up.
It gotta be at. We'll get there like 9 before everybody.
Okay.
don't even know it.
Perfect.
You feel me?
Yeah. Man, we can
Let's pull up.
We at the spot on the spot. We still rolling, right? We still rolling.
rolling.
We still rolling. This shit real, man. You don't know who gonna be here, man. So you better watch the right.
Mob music.
Right.
What's your favorite mob music joint?
Ooh.
Or like top 3, just give me some. What was your
Top
favorite?
3 hitters,
Come
gritters.
Come on. From
Just
like,
underground, besides 40, all that shit. I like Lil Bruce.
From like
I
92
like,
to 96, your favorite mob slap. Hop in the car, you know it's gonna be certified.
I like the Be Legit, all the Be Legit shit, man.
You gotta give me
I
an
gotta
actual
give you
song.
something. I like Bitch, I'm a motherfucking rap star. Little Bruce in it, not that one.
North
Okay,
Star.
is that
I'm with
qualified?
it.
Boom.
Oh, that's one.
Okay, that, boom.
That's off the that was one.
Here, nigga.
Keep going. I'm with
All right.
that. That's a mob slap.
I like, okay, let's see, we going deep like that, huh? Damn, it's so many. I like that, Mr. Flamboyant, yeah, that just might be your name. The center of attention, money, fame.
Showing your
fuck
age.
with bitches, right?
Showing your
It's game.
age.
It's game. It's it. I like that. Boom. You said top 3 off the head. You know
No,
what I mean?
it's no hating involved.
Let's see.
going. I like it.
Mob.
That's 2 sick with it out of it. Like
That's
that's
the-
great
yeah,
numbers.
that's
I'm with it. Like. I have no clue
Oh,
where I'm
Ant
going
Banks.
with this.
Ant Banks. This is for the hustle. Ant Banks, Too Short, Tupac. Nigga, all in. Boom, 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 boom.
Diversified. I like it.
That Ant Banks. Remember, nigga, that shit.
mama,
That whole
mama.
album was banging.
Ant Banks. Come
Ant
on.
Banks, man. That was a nice one. Man.
Niggas don't speak
An
on him.
unsung hero.
Real talk.
To me, a very unsung. There's a couple of them out there, and Ant Banks is one of them.
Too Short and Ant Banks.
He was the push behind Too Short. Low key, nigga. That nigga was pushing.
Banks.
I mean, shoot. 40 knew where to go when he wanted to hit ball.
Yep.
And I hope I don't go back to slam.
That was Ant Banks too?
Ant Banks.
I didn't know that.
That's a dialed joint. To make that cover as polished as it was from an old Earth, Wind & Fire song to a 40 slap, like that is a symphony of mob music. Like, that's grace. That's grace.
Mob music, man.
We
that
need,
shit
we
hard.
need to do a subgenre a podcast just on mob music in how we celebrate that, because there really isn't enough out there. It's a beautiful era.
Beautiful era of music and shit. That shit was, man, going.
Yo, top 3. Come on, let's not divert. Mob music.
Mob.
I know you want to get them off. And even if they're not your top 3, just give 3, because that's not even fair.
Yeah, I can't really give them off and shit, man. Because when I think of them, like, let me see. You say 92 to 96. Let me think, man. Fuck.
This is for the ghetto. Boom, boom, boom. Across the seas, across cocaine. But Spice one, the plane.
I remember when the world went crazy back in 1985. That was man. I remember when crack cocaine used to be a rich man kind of high.
That might
one day
in my neighborhood. That album might be one of the pinnacles of mob. That whole album was really just like, it was just the perfect balance of mob music with like a pop polish. I don't know who was looking over.
I like the Mac Shine.
I love them old Mac Mall records.
You like Mac Mall? Some Mac Mall
I
shit?
liked them old Mac Mall records from that. You know what I'm talking about, the ones that we all like.
Real talk.
Let's Get a Telly and Get Right. Like, Get Right is just...
man.
When you had the alligator on the cover, which one was that? When you had the alligator?
Levitti singing on it. Like... Get yourself some Get Right.
I'm in your city.
Come on. Still slaps.
Man.
Whoever mixed them records, shout out to you. Them shit still slap great today. The mix on them joints.
They don't make no shit like that no more, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bass lines just coming out there.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, every generation say that shit.
It was based in the funk, though. They had a funk recipe to their beats, you know what I mean?
Talk about it.
I'm gonna kill this motherfucker today.
Oh, man, get him.
Got it.
There you go.
That's the secret.
Miyagi on wax on.
As long as you know, if you keeping the funk alive inside your music, whether you're doing trap music or mob music or whatever music, if you keep a funk element in there, you got the secret sauce.
You think trap music is the new mob music or nah? Totally different.
Trap music is it's not the new mob music, but there can be definitely like a diversion of it that turns into it, because trap music is definitely a certain type of drum, like the certain type of sounds that we pick.
Yeah.
And we can build that mob sound around it. And it obviously the trap, the recipe, like the way they rapping about it, that's just the younger generation. And it gets thrown in that trap sound. But music is like fashion. Everything comes around. So we've been away from that chunky mob music with all them good ass bass lines and musicality for long enough that it's like they're hungry for it. That's why this player music is coming back so tough right now, because it's that shit disguised in
people's thirsty for it.
Yeah. And then when we OD on that again, they're gonna get something to like a little lesser. That's why hyphy was so essential when it came, because it was like a lighter version. People are gonna want to go to one end of the spectrum to the other end and back and forth, and that's just how, you know, the jeans gonna get baggy and then they're gonna get tight again. And they're gonna get baggy.
Think they gonna get baggy again?
Of course.
They getting their bell bottoms is in now, man.
It's always going. The pendulum just swings. Like, it doesn't go this way and that way. It just
bell
swings
bottoms
back
is
and
in
forth.
the boot cut.
Boot cut, man. Bell bottoms is in.
Boot cut. You like your men in boot cut?
You don't want to see him in You don't want to see him in the latest and the greatest.
He is in the latest and the greatest. I like him just in what he's in.
That's right. That's right.
Ooh.
Queening with Kendra. That's right.
Steve Harvey
man.
suit.
Oh, mama, man.
Every man needs a black suit. You seen that meme?
Once you get the gray suit, then you get the brown suit. And once you get the brown suit, you match it with the gray suit. And the gray suit.
Then you gonna get yourself a blue shirt. Once you get the blue shirt, you got 75 outfits. then you get yourself a little mustache. And once you get yourself a mustache, then the money come in.
Like, okay, but that's what a nigga gotta do, but nigga gotta go to Burlington and nigga get
just like me. I know you watched that shit back a couple times. Be like, damn, that is 75 suits.
like, damn, that made sense. Every nigga sitting back scratching his head. Nigga
Stretched
like,
it
damn.
out.
He stretched it out.
Harvey, you did that.
Man. Hey. You know, the cold part is a woman don't know the difference from a suit like a man does.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it. What you mean by that? Let them know.
Fabric.
She don't know?
Women, hell no. They just see suit.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'll look at a suit and just be like, oh, yeah, oh, this man's in a suit.
It's a very small demographic of women
They might
that
be
knows.
Polyester Jones, huh?
It's a very small demographic of man that knows.
Exactly.
And when those two link up and they know, like, the universe is speaking to each other. Like, that's where that Chuck Woolery shit come up. Like, it's a connection. But you're right.
Just a
Most
cat
of
in a
them
suit
don't know.
anyway is different, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, it's like you got a power suit, you got a business suit, you know, presentation, and then you got a nigga that's
Lounge.
going to church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you know, it's
Which
like
suit you think get more bitches?
it just depends on the bitch. On the real.
You got the con man suit.
It's not the same thing.
The con man.
Everybody, you gotta break it.
it's a real thing.
You gotta break it down. Some people ain't gonna know Egyptian cotton. Some people ain't gonna know wool. Somebody gonna know 1,000 thread.
They like that shark skin.
500 shoot, man.
Yeah, because I got the 150s, but there's also the 130s. There's the 100s. There's the 120s. So when the chick was touching on you, if she grabs your suit and she goes, oh, she knows she's got a 120s versus the 150s, and she can feel a difference.
Women don't know, man. Women don't know. They just see suit.
That bitch doing way too much touching, bitch. Hold on, bitch. I don't know you like that touching this suit, bitch.
Get your hand out my pocket. Get your hand out my pocket.
When your suit that soft,
I'm gonna get this one.
In front of Malcolm X. With the, you get him, please.
they don't know what it is.
Man, you think you motherfucking Karate Kid, nigga? I can pinch you.
That motherfucker, man, that nigga hanging.
They ain't supposed to live that long.
That's the man. That's what I'm saying.
That motherfucker been around. He been beating the odds around.
He
this
just come out every once in a while. That nigga just keep picking booing out.
Drinking Remy. The Remy make him stronger.
Man,
That nigga keep drinking Remy.
you ain't never lied on that one, man. Shit, man, cause shit. Hey, I don't know, man. You feel me? Cause a lot of women, man. Some women, man. Women that's in that fucking business, that's actually putting on a business suit they self, is gonna know the difference versus a woman that's just the average fucking woman. Cause
I
I be
talking that shit, but y'all don't really be getting it. Like, yeah, I'm talking to that chick.
no, I know.
That's who I'm talking.
I'm not talking to you, nigga.
So where
It's a
you
seat.
going
It's
that
a
where
fucking
bitches
seat
wearing
right there,
business
man. You know what I'm
suits
saying? You could have sat your ass down on, man. You stop talking to
Yeah,
you, man.
Nigga, you want a flight stewardess, nigga. Looking like, nigga. They be looking good with them big old calves showing, nigga.
What?
Flight stewardess.
Or the flight stewardess or the business
With
suits?
his big old calves.
The business suits and shit like that?
Big old nylon covered calves.
Man, I don't like them women, man. Them women, they fucking talk too much, man. They too bossy for me. It's like, put your seatbelt on.
Little
lift
mini
your fucking
flight
head.
bottles.
You don't like no woman standing over you. That's what it is.
Man, it ain't cool. Women get behind me.
That's a complex, nigga.
It's my complex.
That nigga want some peanuts.
Your big homie always had to be first in line or he throw a temper tantrum.
Oh man, hey, man, shit. Nigga. Nigga, your big homie, nigga. Hey, nigga, your big homie had a fight, nigga, over his fucking ET fucking lunch pail.
Your big homie used to want to be Ultimate Warrior, nigga.
That nigga used to run around in shorts, nigga, on Saturdays, nigga, and his dunks, nigga, being Ultimate Warrior and shit. Screaming and shit, man. How long, man, to what age did you think WWF, nigga, was real?
Damn, nigga. I was kind of slow, nigga.
That nigga cried, man, when they jumped, man.
I'm like, damn, that ain't look like real blood no more. I started seeing real blood in real life, and that's like, hey, nah, that ain't real blood, nigga.
He didn't start pondering until the pandemic.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Started having some more time on his hands and be like,
Nah, I
wait,
was
wait,
like,
wait.
maybe like 10, 11.
10, 11? Oh, man.
I couldn't understand.
This nigga still think that shit real.
That's you, man.
I didn't understand on Monday Night Nitro when everyone would get together. I just didn't understand if cats really was just there just for it, or if they really thought it was real and they was going along with it. I guess it didn't matter because
I started doing this shit that they was doing with my friends and getting hurt. And it's like, man, hold on, this shit ain't making sense. How they just keep getting up,
right?
And we can.
There's no
fucked
way.
up.
You see, Mankind just dropped from 3 stories, just taxing them. There's no way. Don't
we
tell
really
me that's not
slamming
real.
elbows and fucking each other up. Like, nah, that shit ain't real.
Man, you niggas had the Ultimate Warrior on your drawers, nigga, going to bed. Nigga, mama shit.
Come on, what's your
from the swap meet too, nigga?
Bam Bam Bigelow,
Hey.
$1 Million Man,
Hey,
Ric Flair,
Andre the Giant.
Hey, I'm keeping it
Coco
100.
Beware.
Hey, I used to cheer for the Junkyard Dog because he was black.
Talk
The
about
only
it.
time I wouldn't be on his team, man, that nigga was fighting Hulk Hogan.
Hulkamaniac.
The Hulkamaniac. You were a Hulkamaniac.
You a Macho Man Randy Savage, nigga? He fuck with Macho Man?
I didn't even realize how much of a #1 stunner Ric Flair was until later, much later on in life.
I never liked him still.
Either did I.
Oh,
I'm
man,
just
I
saying,
fucked with
if you
Flair.
look back, he was about that.
He was a gold dust nigga.
He was on some stuff. He was the third. He was the third big timer.
Yeah,
he was the third big timer.
The gold dust,
He
bro.
really was. Get that bottle. Let's keep it going.
Yes, sir.
That nigga said
It should have been.
Goldust,
It should have
man.
been Baby, Manny, and Ric Flair.
Man, tell me when to stop, baby.
Good.
Boy. Okay.
Please and thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, ain't said gold dust, son. He was a cold nigga for that.
Gold dust.
Hey, on the real, that was a cold nigga for that. That nigga, man, gold dust, dog. That nigga was a hella weirdo, man. That nigga was like the first LGBTQ rap wrestler and shit, man.
The Undertaker, he was hard at first, and he got corny. Undertaker.
That nigga, man, y'all niggas
with the
talking about, man.
the Paul Bearer.
Paul Bearing, huh?
I was already checked out by then. I'm old. Like any wrestlers that I really fuck with, it got to be on that Nintendo game.
Jimmy Fly snook him.
Got to be one of them old joints.
Mamas, man. Iron Sheik. But nah, I was, man, you feel me? I remember, man. Remember Tecmo Ball, nigga, with Washington?
Nah, it was LJ. Come on,
New York.
Lawrence. Yeah, come on.
Nah, man.
No,
Hey, Washington.
New York. Who was it? Who was?
Giants.
Yeah, no. Who was the player? LT.
Yeah, Lawrence
LT.
Taylor. Yeah,
LT
yeah,
was the
Giants.
fastest on the game. You
He
gotta
was
get
fast.
LT.
Man, Bo Jackson was on the fast.
Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson's
Hardest nigga
fast.
on earth.
San Francisco was hard too.
Frisco was
They
hard.
had they
Jerry
had
Rice, Roger
Jerry Rice
Craig.
Lott. No, they had some good players. Hoodie, nah, hot.
Oh, mama, that's just how that shit
Then
sounded.
you're
too.
right.
Hey, your big homie used to watch the Schnorks.
What was that? I ain't watched that.
What was the
The
Schnorks?
sharks with the sharks and the shit.
The little
Baby
Schnork things and shit like that used to come up out of the things and shit. On the real nigga, Fraggle Rock. And shit, man. That shit, boy. Them was the good old days, man. Them days ain't gonna never be like that again. Watching Benny Hinn and shit, man. Benny Hinn was fucking hilarious. Yeah, man. Y'all remember Benny Hinn?
Big homie used to watch Melrose Place.
Nah, never. Swear. Never.
Did y'all ever hear about like the Venerics and stuff? Carrie Veneric and all them wrestlers. Carrie Veneric.
Nah.
Like brothers and stuff. They all died though, but we used to have a wrestling match in Dallas in the 80s, like a arena. And they used to do love. That was Kamala and all them way before Hulk Hogan.
Hey, I remember Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala was hard. We was supposed to be cheering for Kamala, man.
Nigga was weird, blood.
Man, wasn't weird, nigga.
Stick to your guns.
He was doing that shit, all that old weird.
Nigga, that was your ancestors,
Man,
nigga.
fuck all that, nigga. We was Hulk Hogan, nigga. Hulkamania.
Nigga, fuck Hulk Hogan, nigga. Go fuck a nigger. I don't care.
Who is your who you use in Street Fighter?
Man, what was the dude from Brazil?
Blanca. Who you use?
Damn, I used like Ryu.
Yeah, I use Ryu too.
And then, oh, you kidding? And all that weird ass shit. I just come and zap the shit out of you.
Nah, I hit you with that.
Over and over.
I hit you with that.
I do the
hit
swift
you with
kick.
that ball and just.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I use Ryu and I'm gonna keep 100, nigga. I use Chung Lee, nigga.
Ooh, Chung Lee.
She was fast, nigga. She was fast. I beat the whole game. Hell, I can't even lie.
E Honda sometimes with that. E Honda with that slap sometimes would just get you in a mess.
You just gotta use that bitch and she'll jump right over it and hit him with the kick. I used to fuck with that
Barack,
shit.
man, I'm telling you, Blanca, man, that was the hardest. He hit that zap on
Blanca, he'll eat you with that head or something.
Man, it is he's zapping the shit out of your ass, man. You come over there and get you in the corner.
What's your favorite movie in the '90s that portrayed the culture? That just you felt like it was on time. This is like it was close to me.
Well, when I was that age, or
sure, or even in retrospect, that and it still held up to you, I guess. Today, yeah. It's a combination of how you felt back then and where it stands today.
The movie, The Show.
The Show.
I'm about it.
I'm about. Wow. No,
that about it, nigga. That was him, nigga. Yeah, about it. I'm
I
about it.
wasn't expecting you to say that.
Me either, but
like Minister Society.
Nah, I'm about it.
I'm a huge Master P fan. I got to meet Master P a couple times. Master P he's definitely somebody else I would throw in that group of
work with
master marketers with Messi and Donald Trump, and Master P was one of them.
Oh man, there is no man. You can't. Cause that nigga music was horrible.
I fucked it with P.
I fucked with it, but in retrospect, you're right. It was sloppy.
He's man. You talking about
the
man?
Mixes are crazy.
You talking about them men? That
I mean,
shit,
it was good enough for us back then. I was letting it fly, but now when I listen to it, I was like, man, this shit is really like they rushed this shit through. But it just didn't matter, I guess.
Hey man, McGlover's favorite rapper is Silk the Shocker.
Nah,
Hey.
not off no limit.
I was a Silk the Shocker fan too.
Yeah, I didn't fuck
Man,
with
that's the
Silk.
spot,
Silk
bro.
was whack.
I did like Silk the Shocker.
I mean, when you
I hated
thought
Mystical.
I did get into you.
I could never hear anything.
Mystical was hard. Mystical was hard.
It wasn't enough jams.
Mystical was hard. I
Mr.
can't even lie,
Servon was
man.
hard.
Mr. Servon was hard. Fiend was super hard. Fiend was an unsung hero too, because he was on a lot of
Sons of Funk hard.
super hard. Mia X. Mia X was the backbone of No Limit.
That song was garbage. That nigga, man, listen, man.
Mr. Magic.
That nigga, man.
From Magic.
Come on, what's your favorite No Limit joint that never came out, or like maybe like just a crazy one that always was up that you never heard?
My favorite one was the original Ice Cream Man.
That's the best album, bro.
Yeah, 94. Cause like we was.
That was the best album, man.
Like 90.
Mr. Ice Cream, man.
I still knock that on a weekly. Listen,
Somebody got some bad ice cream, can't show on it. Nigga, that was.
you make that.
That's what. But he stole that from the Bay. That whole ice cream.
that rich man.
That's that rich man. That's that Cali shit.
He sure did.
So that whole album, I was able to
That come from the mob music.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. That was another version of that. I always say that the No Limit wave was an extension of West Coast music. He brought some West Coast producers over there that mixed in there, but the reason why it held up so tried and true is because there was a lot of West Coast music inside that in that run.
They put that down south flavor on it.
Genius? Oh, he's a fucking genius.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
he made horrible music. After Ice Cream Man, it was like...
It wasn't polished, but...
I used to think, like, who in the fuck listens to this shit?
I can still get back there, and there's a couple motherfucking joints that still...
Man, I hate to go to this debate, man, because we some type of way we end up... But how could you listen to that and then turn around and go listen to Wu-Tang Clan?
Listen.
Nigga be diverse. I love
my homeboy that I was telling you that was my mentor was such a polished, he comes from the lineage of Quincy Jones and they were working with Tupac during them times, and he would just look at me and just shake my head when I bring these No Limit songs around, and he's just like, I don't get it. I guess I was just younger, but there was something about it. I just wanted to root for it. I liked it. There were so many good samples that I used to know, and it was just the energy that I fucked with. I don't know.
Hey, you ever thought that the reason why y'all men love Master P and shit like that was because Pac died? And he picked, because that was the nigga that stepped up and bury me a G, Nah. That's why I couldn't fuck with. I'm like, what? Is it just because y'all younger or older? When that nigga Pac died, you think these niggas talking about...
I didn't like when you start doing that shit, actually.
No, hear me, though. Because you going to know what it... Because we was in that area, you going to know. When Pac died, you think these niggas are walking around talking about prolific now? When Pac died, every nigga had a bandana. Every nigga had an earring in his fucking nose. Every nigga was the next Pac. He was being buried a G. Every rap, you like, oh my God, you fake ass Pac niggas.
Come on, can we get a top five? Can we get a top five together real fast? Who was the top 5 fake Pacs? Can we get Master P is gonna be one of them. He definitely subscribed. Ja Rule's one of them.
Ja Rule is one of the biggest, boy.
Probably the biggest.
That nigga.
Who else?
Let me
the
think,
realist. That was the substitute on Death Row.
He wasn't even worth mentioning.
Right, but they were throwing us all kind of shit.
I gotta disagree with P because P had that is it a heaven for a gangster stuff, but P whole style was like Italian mob style. Like he really the one who got the cheap suits that all the niggas wearing now. You know what I mean?
But that was. You got to look at it. Pac was the first one to yell out Versace. So that whole shirt, that whole style with the hat and the Borsalina, man, it's like if you don't go sit your motherfucking damn thing.
No, you got a point with what you're saying, but
that nigga
P took enough.
I'm not saying that they wasn't, but man, on my mama,
P took enough of Pac shit to be in this conversation. He did.
Who we got? We got the realest. We got motherfucking P.
Ja Rule.
P. Who we got? Barack. Who you think?
Who else?
50. For what?
You think 50 was a Pac?
You think 50 was a Pac?
Yeah, I think he tried to be. Without that, especially that.
I think Sean tried to be Pac.
Every single Pac person.
I think Sean tried to be big.
Don't want to do that. Like the people that y'all naming are people who heard that chatter and rejected it. Ja Rule didn't want to be a young Tupac anymore. He wanted to be a young DMX. 50 Cent, like he can talk that shit, but even he said out loud, like, now he wasn't talking the same shit Tupac was talking. So when it comes to fake Tupacs, that's what the audience projected. It wasn't what the artist projected. So I can't answer that question.
Hell nah, man. That's not even how the industry would go. At that time, man, fuck no.
He tried to spin it so tough there.
Hey,
I respect
at that time, it's like anything. If you can walk into the fucking door and say, hey, I got the next Drake, guess what?
You're in the doubt.
Hey, I got the next whoever you got the next of that sounds something similar like. And at that time, anything that was talking at the nigga Pac, nigga that was coming in the door, niggas was fucking with. Man, it was like, what the fuck is this nigga, huh?
The best you guys got is Ja Rule.
Ja Rule, I ain't picked no Ja Rule. That nigga was horrible. But he was the first one. This nigga, first off, that his whole style. Them East Coast niggas never walked around in no fucking slingshot and no fucking bandana because it was too cold.
And Pac,
Yeah, but you know
Pac was
where
the.
they got that from though? It was right around the time that they were getting together. There was a moment where they ended up in LA, not New York, where the climate's different, and now they can't wear the same shit that they're wearing.
What year was you born?
89.
89. You know what movie you forgetting about?
Do I know what movie I care about?
Above the Rim. Pac wears the bandana and shit like that.
That would be my movie.
Nigga, and we just ignore that.
He wears the bandana.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's called somebody is sitting around going, yeah, this is my job is to dress you for this movie. And just because people ran around and they said, oh yeah, that's what that is.
No, bro, no.
It could be that.
It's a wardrobe.
It could be that. It could be that. It could be that. But no, listen. It could be that. But he gets the points for it. Millions and millions of people and a whole generation was affected and saw it, and it was an echo boom from it.
And that doesn't make it real though. And when we talk about this topic, I'm sitting back like, yo, if I can say like, yo, it was somebody's job in wardrobe to give him this thing, just because the culture ran with it doesn't make it real.
But it wasn't the culture.
What is that? What do you mean?
What I'm saying is it's not the culture. It's not what people were doing. He is an East Coast individual who happened to be on the West Coast and happened to get hot. He's East Coast. That's what he is. Yes, he is. He'll tell you he's East Coast.
He was.
He didn't want that East Coast, West Coast shit.
Hey, I'm not even saying in regards to East Coast. He came to the West Coast. Y'all forget, 92, 93, he's running with Thug Life. 4 of the fucking members is gangbangers. So they go back to the East Coast. They out there on the East Coast in the MPV vans, Mazdas and shit like that. That's when you see the video, the burgundy Mazdas and shit, man, that's Macadocious fucking MPV and stuff. They took the fucking West Coast, went out there with it. Nigga, they was live. Oh, okay, different kind of thing. They're going to Atlanta at the same time. You feel me? And they picking up the fucking vibe. Them niggas stole that shit.
And Pac was.
That may not be true, but that doesn't create the lineage that gets you Ja Rule now.
Well, I mean, you forget about Mobb Deep.
I'm not forgetting about Mobb Deep.
They threw the do-rag on and shit. That wasn't. That wasn't.
Honest did too first.
Who?
What's the lighting scam one? He was actually the first one before Pac wore the bandana when they did the.
He talking about sticky fingers in them and shit like that.
Okay, that's a great one. That was definitely a Pac before or around Pac's time.
But that's New Jersey.
Right.
What's Jersey heavy influenced by? West Coast. They banging over there. That's why Naughty by the Nature and shit. That's why the
city. That to Pac though. Like here's what I'm saying.
He's an East Coast artist, like you said.
Right. And
so he took West Coast over there.
The Outlaws out there and shit.
What I'm saying is just because Pac's popular doesn't mean you get to just give him credit. Like I'm saying he doesn't get the points. Because
but I'm talking about rap style. I'm talking about the whole style of that genre and everything. Because man, it's on my when Pac died, when Pac's dead and shit like that. We're watching, bro. DMX, nigga, DMX came with the do rag. That's not something East Coast niggas did. Like you forgetting the whole clothing line. You forgetting about FUBU. You forgetting about cross colors. You forget that shit is based out of New York. You forgetting about Carl Kanai. That's not what they did. Pac, the first one to even take is to put the Carl Kanai outfit and put the do-rag on it. Because he was like, yeah, I'm doing this to let these motherfuckers know it's still West Coast. So it's like, yeah, hell nah, them niggas didn't dress like that. Hell nah. Man, the first nigga, Mobb Deep came out there with the army, with the do-rags and shit like that. Them niggas was wearing army fatigues. Like that's what they was in, with one pants leg up and shit like that. That's when the Timberland. That's when motherfuckers first really start coming in with the Timberlands, and they first came out with the wheat Timberlands and shit like that. Like man, on my mom. Then you got Inichi. That's blowing up on the fucking scene and shit that they wearing. Polo, man, you forget about the Polo gang that was stealing all the fucking Polo, the Ralph Lauren and shit like that. Like nah, bro, they wouldn't.
What I'm saying is that niggas in New York was dissing niggas in LA
for years.
1994 and 2000.
No, they
and wearing y'all shit at the exact same time.
It's no different than Puff stealing the sound. He stole the slap, and that's what fucking bad boy music is based around. So that's why you hear the fucking loop, because if you know the lineage of the music, New York is heavily jazz based, and then they went to disco, so they missed that whole P-Funk era. So that's why the West Coast had the P-Funk slap, and our music was always heavily based by Boosie and Ohio players and everything like that. But in New York, they was on their jazz shit. So then you hear a lot of these jazz beats. You're just like, oh, damn, I heard that. That's in New York. Oh, it's heavily influenced. And majority of the motherfucking fathers, if you listen to it from like Nas' dad, he was a professional jazz player. RZA and them dad, professional pianists. So they plays jazz. New York is, man, one of the biggest jazz scenes. So a lot of their beats, even heavy, coming up in the 80s and 90s, was heavily jazz influenced. And it was looped. Fucking, man, they took the West Coast, so what do? Man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they got you, man, over here, Biggie. That's what the whole thing. That was Pac over. All your niggas been stealing our style, and you motherfuckers, man, y'all not paying homage to it. It's a lot of basis around that shit, because that's not what the East Coast did. East
That nigga
Coast
been holding that blunt that whole time.
Oh, man, we holding that blunt, man.
Miraculous. Like, goddamn.
Hey, you said you didn't want to hit it no more, man. So I was in here, man, and smoke this motherfucker, man. 'Cause we talking good rap shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker don't want to hit it.
Oh my God. This nigga
I did? Mystical?
Nah, too short,
Oh,
man.
I got caught in the crossfire. I had to sacrifice something. Listen, bruh. I love Too Short. I love Too Short.
I love you, man.
I love Messy more, but I love Too Short.
Ain't nobody. My favorite word, bitch, right today, because of shout.
Listen. Too Short probably is on that list of someone's I want to work with. Like, I would love to get a record with Too Short at some point. He exemplifies the mob music, just good ass, solid ass energy. He never tried too hard. You love that about Too Short. He is what he is, and you just respect it. You love it. He never tried to do too much. Like, come on, man. West Coast.
That nigga know how to reinvent his sound.
I don't even think he meant to do it. It just happened.
He open. Hey, because you got to think, every producer in that region, whether it was BMI, when it was with fucking Lil Jon and shit like that, Short, come over here. I got something for you. Because they grew up listening to his music.
I fucking love the way Too Short talks. And just in interviews, he just sound like a fucking 80s, like, he just sound like, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, I just love it.
Yeah.
Man.
Short. So, I had to check that nigga about you, man, because you my guy.
Hey, no.
Hey.
That's my favorite word. I don't mean like that, but I'm just saying.
Hey, man.
I just had to let you
know.
And he feels so grounded, like.
He on the chopping block, man. We motherfucker, we was like, it just how it be. And he like, man, we rolling with your folks. You rolling with your folks, man. Hey, niggas fuck with Mess at the time. Nigga fuck show. It is what it is. I've been on the same. I'm gonna keep it 100. I love Show. Grew up on Show. But nigga, Mess, man, hey, that nigga Mess, man, you know, it just came to a point that was like, damn, Mess, you beefing with everybody now, nigga. Goddamn, I can't not just stop listening to everybody's fucking music and shit.
Right.
Oh,
like,
no,
fuck.
At one
to me, that's like a singer right now talking stuff about Berry Gordy.
That's why it was crazy. That's why it was crazy.
I mean, but now, you know, at the same time, that's not rap. That's not hip hop.
You don't think so?
Hell no. What rapper is gonna feel like, nigga, he's second to somebody?
A lot of people.
Nah, hell nah. Nigga, he ain't gonna win. That's like being a pimp and saying, oh yeah, well these other pimps is better pimps than me. Like, nah, fuck nah. He gonna feel, every time he look at himself, he gonna be like, nigga, I'm the best pimp that ever did this shit.
Yeah, but
From Mess to...
it's a different kind of sport because everybody's in the same lane. But when rapping or hip hop, you create your lane.
Everybody's in the same lane.
It's both.
So.
No, it's a little bit of both. We all alike, but we all got micro lanes too. But we're a lot closer than we're different.
Because I was having this conversation this morning with somebody about Missy, right? When you listen to Missy Elliott, like, I don't know if y'all familiar.
Man, spit that shit out, man. You starting to offend us now, man. Yeah, of course we know Missy, baby.
When you listen to Missy, you don't think about, oh, she's a good woman artist. You think about, oh, Missy go hard. And she got her own lane. Nobody's dissing her. Nobody can't take nothing from Missy. But when you take, like, Nicki Minaj and them, yeah, they rap harder or their sound is more harder, but they're not fucking with her, and they're stuck in a lane. They're always compared to other women artists. You don't hear Missy in the conversation like that.
Well,
Off top, when I think of Missy, I think of Jodeci, I think of Player, I think of Genuine, I think of all them old records that she sang behind SWV. I know all them joints that we love and we feel so passionate about. Missy was involved with that shit. Give Missy, yes, like Missy is head and shoulders above all that rap shit. Like the rap shit is cool, but she done so much work.
Have you ever heard of rap?
Yes.
Man, I've heard it. Man, I heard it. Man, on a mixtape, I think on a Wu-Tang beat. It was hard.
Missy has the Midas touch. She got the Midas touch. Wherever she needs to fill in the gap, she gonna fill it in with beautiful grace. Well, she knows what to do.
You know what it was though, man. Missy Elliott was the first female because at that time they always wanted to project a certain type of female, and Missy Elliott came and blew the door open. Cause she was big,
right?
She was.
Is she? She
ain't big no more. When she get that money and shit, man. Right, you out there?
Yeah.
Cook off. One day we gonna get it.
No, one day.
Come on.
We gonna make it happen. And then I'm gonna beat you, and then you're gonna be like, oh damn, I didn't know he could cook better than me. And I'll be like,
I respect.
Yeah, well,
I respect it. I'm gonna come hard though, but if you got it, you got it. On the spot at the spot, we gonna make it happen.
The cook off, man. You know what I'm saying? On the real, man. Hey, yeah, I don't know, man. Shit. What is it? I've been having, man. We've been sitting here, man. We sipping, we talking this shit, man. Man, we talk your ear off, man. Let me get you up out of here, man. Let these motherfuckers know where they can find you at, baby.
Get me on this Instagram. Get me on this YouTube. Anthony Danza. Yeah, man. Come on, I ain't hard to find. You know what it is.
Man, hopefully, man, we get Anthony Danza, man, every Tuesday, man. You know what I'm saying?
If you in the town, if you in Seattle, every Tuesday. Right now we over at Shelter Lounge, but we might be pivoting different places. We never know, but yeah, come and find me every Tuesday. And big shout out and big love to Say Nick on the spot at the spot, putting it down. Some of the greatest interviews, great, amazing content coming out of the city and the West Coast. I can't wait to see what's happening next. Like, it's good.
That's love, bro, for real, man.
Come on.
Thank you, man. Hey, man, to Mr. McGlover, who always disappears and went and got my favorite thing of Halls. Went and got my Halls, man. He always does what he does and shit.
Right. I watched a lot of these episodes. He's way funnier on these other episodes than on my episode. He ain't do a lot of funny shit. What happened?
Funny shit, huh? Supposed to make you laugh, nigga?
What I look like?
That nigga Sweats is pretty fucking funny, man. Mamas and shit. Nah, man. Nah, man, we over here on the spot at the spot. Hopefully, man, we get Danza on here as alumni guest and shit, man, because he around the way, man. I love to get his opinion, man, on a lot of shit.
Come on,
on the real.
Let's get it. Get me in the group setting so I can be alumni and be like y'all, where we can just I can just kind of jump in and weigh in and shoot jokes.
Man, man, don't even fucking trip, man. Well, you married. That's the only reason we spared you.
Your big homie gotta wear a wife beater that's like 7 years old and it goes up to his belly button.
Oh, hey, man, shit. Man, hey, your big homie thought Menace to Society was real. Them niggas out there in Cali really killing it, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. Shit. Oh, Lord, man. On the spot at the spot, man. We up out of here.